All right, so coming at you today, I am in Springfield, Tennessee. Uh, so I'm up here at the Electrolux plant getting loaded right now. Well, I'm actually in the holding yard at uh, Baggett's. It looks like Baggett's warehouse. So I'm waiting to get loaded on an Electrolux load. Uh, so far everything seems to be going pretty good with Mesilla Valley. I've got no complaints. Woke up this morning, had my orientation pay sent in, so yeah, at least they're keeping up with things like that. And they do definitely keep me running. Yesterday was actually a short day for me. I only did two real runs, but or was it? Well, yeah, only two real runs because I had to go trailer hunting. That's the only downside to here is they stay so busy that there's not an empty trailer to be seen. If they've got a trailer, it's got something on it. So, um, with that in mind, I don't mind going and searching for trailers and whatnot, but yeah, they definitely keep me busy. They keep me rolling. So yesterday I came in at 7 and I left at I believe it was 5:30. I made it home in time. I took the kids out last night. The Boy Scouts, for those that don't know, I'm an active member with the Boy Scouts of America, an adult leader for Troop 297 in Fairview. Um, so last night was a free night at our local drive-in theater where they were showing Despicable Me 3. The Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts got in for free, so and their families as well. So we went down and did that last night. Um, and it was actually pretty good. I have to say I thought it would be better than what it was because the other two were actually pretty good, but this wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. It was really good. It had a lot of adult oriented jokes in it that if you were an adult watching it, you definitely caught it. And the kids were like, well, "What's so funny? Why are you laughing?" So, um, so today I came in, and as soon as I got in, I actually had a load. I know. I was shocked. I didn't have to sit around and wait for dispatch to come in and tell me that there's a load for me to run and to go do this, that, or the other. I actually had a load. So it wasn't that bad. And so as soon as I got that off of me, which I happen to know where it went, so that was a bonus. I've been there before with another carrier. Um, they gave me another load right off the bat. So when it was the load coming up here to Springfield to pick up at Electrolux, which I've been here with another carrier as well. I've been up here many times with Hub Group, so I knew about this, and so unfortunately though, I got up here and the load wasn't ready. It wasn't loaded, so I had to drop my trailer and come down here to the waiting yard, as they call it, or the Baggett's warehouse, and sit and wait. Where I had the option of going and getting something to eat, and they would call me when it was ready. So I decided I'd just come down here and hang out, maybe do a video and talk a little bit about some stuff. So I put a video up yesterday about rookie drivers and their mistakes, and some other stuff. Stupid carriers, man. God, or not carriers, but shippers and receivers. When you get to some of these places, they they really overcomplicate things way too much. Um, it's not necessary to be that complicated on it, but yeah. So today I just kind of, it's Friday, number one. So happy Friday, and I hope everybody has a happy weekend and a great weekend. Uh, I know for us, my nephew's in town, so my kids are gonna go stay the night at my parents' house with my nephew. So that'll be something fun for them. They don't get to see them that often, but um, yeah. So we're just gonna rock it out today and look forward to the weekend. I'm sure there'll be some things coming up this weekend um, that we're gonna get into, but I don't know. One of the things I did want to talk about was some of these recent rants that I've been kind of watching in some of the other YouTube trucker videos. And it seems to be pretty consistent. It's the hours of service. All right. So, as a professional driver, I understand and I get it. It's frustrating to have the restrictions that we have on us. You know, the 14-hour rule. You can only work, or you can only drive 11 hours within a 14-hour window. And then you can only do that as long as you have hours left in the 70-hour window. I get it. I understand how frustrating it is. And I'm probably going to step on some toes and make some people mad or whatnot, but I personally don't have a problem with that. You know, now what I do have a problem with as far as H.O.S. is the 30-minute break. I do not want a 30-minute break. If I can jump in a truck and drive, let's say I'm OTR, line haul, or regional. Us local guys, we have a little bit more flexibility. We can do that. We can take a 30-minute break. But if you got a load that's got to get somewhere, and you plan your load out, and it's going to take, let's say, I don't know, 8 hours to get there, and you're already pushing the time to get there anyways. Most of these loads, most of these carriers, they get it pretty close to last minute, and most loads are planned at, or supposed to be planned at 45 mile an hour for the road drivers. But sometimes stuff happens, you know. And then you drive 8 hours, 8 out of the 12 hours or whatever it is that you got to go to get it there, and then you got to stop. You got to take a 30-minute break, or else you're in non-compliance. That's not good. You're costing the carrier money because now that load is late, and not only that, you're costing the driver money as well, because just because that load is late now, the driver has to sit and wait because he has to be worked in, or she has to be worked in to get the load loaded or unloaded. And that's something that, you know, I don't think should be the driver's fault. Now, there are some instances where a driver is late and it is his fault, but this 30-minute rule is kind of killing some people. Now, there's some speculation that if you're not on the clock and or if you're not driving, you're sitting in a dock, you can go off duty and gain your 30 minutes there and blah, yada, yada. If DOT catches you doing that, you are in non-compliance again, and they can write you a ticket for falsifying your logs. Now, what you don't understand, or what some of these other newer guys don't understand, is if you do that, and safety as well. You know, there's been some times where safety has said, yeah, as soon as you get there, just go off duty. That's a federal document that you're signing your name to. Federal document. That's falsifying a federal document, and that is punishable by prison time. Don't get caught up in it. Run legal. You know, if it costs you 30 minutes and you can't make it to, if you can't make it to your shipper or consignee on time because of that 30-minute break, run legal. I mean, you want to obviously let your carrier know so that they can inform the customer, hey, due to hours of service and traffic or whatever, breakdown, you know, the driver's not going to make it on time. Here's the reason why, blah, yada, yada. And they can usually work things out with the carrier, or the CSR can. And those that don't know, CSR is customer service rep. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the ones that I would love to see go away is the 30-minute every 8 hour rule. That's got to go. When I started, we didn't have that. And I would start my shift, I'd drive my full 11 hours, and then I'd shut down. And you know what? I was able to get anywhere from 600 to 700 miles a day, depending on, traffic and this, that, and the other. And that was glorious. Glorious. Now, with this 30-minute rule, drive for 8, you gotta take a 30, and then by the time you get back on the highway again, because you can't just pull off the side of the highway, it's not safe, and they'll bitch and moan at you about that. No, you gotta pull off the highway, go find a safe haven or a truck stop or something like that, and technically, because you're logging it off duty, because you have to be off duty, you have to get out of the truck. You can't just sit there behind the wheel, because if you're sitting behind the wheel, now there's a story I heard about DOT officers cruising through truck stops, finding drivers sitting behind the wheel and asking them to see their logs. And they'd show the logs and show that they're off duty, and they're like, nope, you're non-compliance, and write them a ticket. I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. And I understand you boys out there that's law enforcement, you got a job to do. And I'm all for that too. Keep us safe out there, But when you're cherry picking these drivers out of truck stops, you're sniping. That's all it is. You're sniping. You're coming in and you're shooting the fish that are in the barrel. And it's not fair to us. Now, with the hours of service, everybody's talking about we need to get rid of the 14-hour rule. You know what? I don't know. I'm not going to say I disagree, and I'm not going to say that I agree. I do feel that there are some drivers out there that can push 16, 17, 18 hours. I know I can some days. Some days I'm just like, you know what, it's been 8 hours and I'm just exhausted and I don't feel like doing it. And, that's just how that is. And there's drivers that are like that as well. So, personally, it should be a responsibility issue, a responsible issue on top of it. If you feel yourself starting to get a little fatigued, by all means, pull off the daggum road. Don't get out here and super trucker your way into prison, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to fall asleep at the wheel, and you're either going to run your rig off a road and get killed, or you're going to run over somebody because you fell asleep and you changed lanes too sharply or whatever. You're going to get somebody hurt and you're going to get them killed. And these things are 80,000 pound, one-man killing machines. They don't care if you're a human or a building or another vehicle. It's a machine and it will kill you. So, you need to be cautious about that. Now, what works for you may not work for me. You may be fine to drive 16 hours a day. That's fine. Kudos to you. More power to you. Me, if I'm a road driver, when I do go back on the road, and I am planning on going back on the road at some point. But when I'm a road driver, I don't like driving more than maybe 10 hours a day. Now, I might push, and I'm sorry about the camera jumping around. I'm just trying to get comfortable again. Arms falling asleep. Yeah, so, when and if I do go back to the road, I don't like to drive more than, at the most, 10 hours a day. And the reason that is because I'm one of these that I'll run my recap hours. And the reason I do that is because I feel like I can make more money. And I'll give you a prime example. A buddy of mine and myself left out at the same time of 70 hours. And we ran hard, and I got down about 20 hours or less. I think it was less than 20 hours. It may have been like 15 or something like that. But anyways, I shut down. And I took a 34-hour break. And he kept rolling. He kept rolling hard that whole weekend. And it was a weekend that I shut down. I shut down in Duluth, Minnesota. yeah, I shut down for a weekend. I went and had a couple of beers and sat back and watched TV and just enjoyed my weekend. And he kept rolling hard. Well, when the paychecks came around, he was almost 1,000 miles more than me. Almost 1,000 miles more. Why? Because he ran that weekend. And you know what happened? He kept running. And then when I came out, I had a fresh 70, and I ran and I ran and I ran, and I couldn't get caught back up with him. So he taught me that little trick. He says, run your recaps as much as you can. Now, when you get down to like 2 hours, 3 hours on a recap, and you look at your time, the next day may have more hours on it. It may have 6, 7, 8 hours on the next day coming in. If you got 2 hours, by all means, shut down, man. Save that time till midnight when you get a full 8 to 11 hours, and then jump back out there and roll again. You haven't expended any time. Now, you'll have to work your way into it and shave hours, because you're going to have some long days and you're going to have some short days. So you'll just have to play with your hours and adjust it so that you can even it all out. But for the most part, you can make a lot more money by running the recapped hours. I kind of segued off of what I was saying though, but and it kind of does play in attached, because in a 70-hour work week, I mean, a lot of drivers are grabbing and complaining. Well, I can't make enough money because I'm only limited to 70 hours in a week. Well, I'm calling BS. Because I know that money can be made even within 70 hours. You can be positive, big time. So, with that in mind, just be smart and be safe. If you do have a legitimate complaint about the hours and you do want them changed, you have options. A lot of them are saying write your congressman and everything. You can do that. Write your congressman. Every state has congress people that you can write. Representatives, senators, whatever. Write them. Blow them up. I'll give you advice. I'll give you advice on doing it. If you want to get something changed, write a letter. Write a letter. Not just one, but write a letter every single day. If you flood them with these letters, they're going to take notice. Now, they're talking about petitions and strikes and blah, blah, blah. What? You're going to strike? You're going to get all of us truckers to shut down at the same time. Even if we shut down for a day. Yeah, it would cripple America. But what do you think's going to happen? The government's going to step in and they're going to say, nope, it's a national emergency. So we're calling in the National Guard. They're going to take over our trucks and they're going to keep the freight moving. That's what's going to happen. We'll wind up throwing everything into martial law, and we won't have a say. You're going to take our say away by yelling strike. That's the stupidest thing you could do. The smart thing would be to write a letter every single day. Write 2 or 3 letters and send them 2 or 3 letters a day. Hey, this is so and so, and I'm sick of this. And I'm reminded of the movie. Oh, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But the guy, he's sitting there and he goes, I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to do that. What I do want you to do is get up from your chair, go over the window, stick your head out, and yell, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Exactly. Do that. Write your letters. Tell the Congress people you're mad as hell and you just ain't going to take it anymore. Write the president, write whoever. We got FMCSA going to GATS. Go to GATS, I was watching a Google's Hangout last night, and there's people out there that are trolling the ones that are saying this stuff, telling you this stuff, telling them, well, I'm going to come find you and I'm going to kill you, blah, 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 and I'm going to beat you. Why? Give us the choice to let us do our own thing, man. We live in the greatest country in the world where we have the choice to speak our minds, how we want to speak it, and because someone gets a little butthurt because Trucker Kennedy or Little Dog or Ike Stevens have more subscribers than them. You know what? I've got 10 subscribers. If all 10 of my subscribers watch one of my videos, I'm tickled pink. If they don't, it doesn't matter to me because I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it because I just want to enjoy making videos. And that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm documenting this so that when I get to it later on, I can look back a year, 2 years, 3 years from now and say, wow, look how much I've changed. Look how much I've learned. Look how much I've grown since then. You know, that's why I'm doing this. And I'm sure that, you know, Jay Cannell or any of the other YouTube trucking whatever, they'll say the same thing. They'll look and go, wow, man, look how much I've changed. Oh, I've lost a few more hairs, you know. It's just for fun, guys. It's just for fun. It's social freaking media. It's social media. You know, it's like Facebook. You know, you don't see anything on Facebook anymore but, oh, pity me, I broke a nail. Big deal. I don't give a crap. But you know what? I'll search through and I'll look at it because it gives me something to do, and you know, quite frankly, some of the people's posts on there are kind of hilarious and funny. I got a buddy that he's a fantastic tattoo artist, and if any of you guys are ever out in his neck of the woods, I believe he's up in Washington right now. But yeah, if any of y'all ever get out in his neck of the woods, look up Tim Warden. There's a shout out for you, brother. Fantastic tattoo artist. He does great work. This is one of his pieces here. Oops, sorry about the camera. This is one of his pieces here. And he actually pretty much free-handed that for me. And that was when he was in training. He's got years of experience now, so he's much better. So check him out if you get up that way, and send him some love, man. Go get a tattoo from him. He's great. You can also find some of his artwork at horrorgraphicnovels.com. But yeah, so hours of service, I personally don't have a problem with them. If they change them, kudos. If they don't, kudos. The only one I would like to see gone is the 8-hour break rule. It's got to go. The 30-minute rule's got to go. But that's, you know, the humble opinion of one little man, you know. So, hey, if you like this video, like and subscribe to my channel. If you're watching this for the first time, if you're already a subscriber, like the video, give me some thumbs ups on this. A couple other little shout outs. Red Viking, I love what you're doing out there, brother. It's really cool. Jake and Al, you know, kudos to you, brother. And but yeah, it looks like I gotta go now, so I'll holler at you later.